Hey, this is Leon Poe, man. You listening to Causeway Street Podcast.
What's up, y'all? This is Kenny Anderson. Y'all listen to the Causeway Street Podcast.
For all you new listeners out there, I'm your host, Joseph Pavone. I'm joined as usual by my two co-hosts.
I'm Sean Dutra. What's up?
Yeah, like talk about
walks
yourself.
on the bee.
There you go. Joel Pavone. What up?
I'm a Pisces. The most romantic.
Leads off with that.
The most romantic sign in all of the zodiac.
Oh,
You couldn't tell by my voice already.
oh,
Sexy.
But I'm the producer of this ensemble that we call Causeway Street. In case you missed it.
Hey, Bill Walton here, Celtics 1986. You're listening to the Causeway Street Podcast. Yeah, come here for nothing but the truth. This is where dreams come true. Thank you, Boston, for my life.
where are we going?
You guys are such homers.
It's your boy Terry Rozier. You're listening to the Causeway Street Podcast. Now listen to my boys Joe, Sway, Joel, and Sean.
All right, welcome into another edition of the Causeway Street Podcast. Josue Pavone here, Joel Pavone, and Sean Dutras, the usual suspects.
Hello, everybody.
Back with another episode. Fellas.
What's beef?
Celtics got a 12... we'll get to that later. Celtics got a 12-game winning streak going. The longest winning streak for Brad Stevens as the NBA coach. And the last win is easily the most impressive one over the Raptors. 95-94. No Kyrie Irving. Al Horford was back in the lineup. But the fact that these guys knocked out the Toronto Raptors, I think, speaks volumes for how, not only how deep this team is, but how valuable Brad Stevens is, guys. What did I say before the season started? Who's the MVP of this team?
Kyrie Irving.
Remind me. I forget what I said. No, I don't think it was him. What did I, Joel, who did I say was the MVP of this team?
No, he
Danny
said
Ainge.
Shemi Old-July.
You guys are assholes. It was Brad Stevens.
Shemi Old-July. One word.
Brad Stevens is the reason why this team is successful and is going to be successful. The biggest reason why, I should say. The biggest reason why this team is successful, because he gets the best out of his guys. He implements a system where everyone succeeds. And that is the reason why the Celtics still have this winning streak riding strong past the Toronto Raptors.
Except for Nader. I don't think he can get the best out of Nader.
No, Nader, he's gotten the best. This is the best out of Nader. Nader just sucks, man. But,
And Yabu, yo. What's good with that dude?
yeah, I don't know.
You guys are not helping my point here.
Sorry.
I'm going to say, I am going to... Okay, when you made this statement, we did not know that Gordon Hayward, Kyrie Irving, Al Horford would all miss time. So you can't just go back now and be like, oh, the best player is Brad Stevens. Obviously, if you told me the Celtics would win 12 straight, what is it, 12 straight?
12 straight.
12 straight?
Bro. Get it together.
I can't even, my mind.
12 straight.
Sean, you're missing the point,
When I
though.
said
12 and 2.
wait,
This further proves my point.
Okay,
That's
it further
why.
proves. No, it just now starts to prove your point. Before you said it, I would have said no. It's Kyrie Irving.
No,
right?
because let's remember a couple episodes ago, right? 1 and 2 start. You're like, this team is not winning any more than 45 games. You know, Gordon Hayward was a big blow to this team.
I threw the dirt on him.
You know what I mean? So after 12 straight wins and different players like Al Horford, like Kyrie Irving, like
Jason Tatum,
Jaylen
Brown, the two youngsters that everyone was thinking there's going to be way too much pressure on these guys after Gordon Hayward went down. They're both performing at a high level.
Well, I was talking about injuries, but yeah, I agree with you on that. I was talking about like that. We didn't think at any other point of the season that the Celtics would still be able to pull out wins without guys like Kyrie Irving, like Al Horford, like Marcus Morris being out and still being able to pull out wins behind the young guys like Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, sure. I mean, right now, if you want
Terry
to
Rozier.
Right now,
even Marcus Smart missed some time too.
Yeah, if you want to say Brad Stevens is the MVP of this team to this point, 1,000%.
That's not what you were saying before. You were saying Kyrie Irving was the guy.
Yes, I'm saying right now, looking back on it, yeah, by the end of the year, it's going to be Kyrie Irving. I mean, let's be honest, because
we'll see.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. She's got to go, bro.
Let me ask you this. The Cavs. Let me ask you this. So they took a huge blow when they lost Kyrie Irving, right? Kyrie may come back soon, may not be 100%. How long can the Celtics maintain their level of play without Kyrie Irving on the floor?
Well, if you're talking about just Kyrie Irving,
yes, that's what I'm talking about.
okay, they can still win games because
One
they
more.
proved it.
I'm gonna say just
they proved
not to
it.
ruin your segment, Sean, but I'm gonna say one more win, but they're gonna need Kyrie Irving for the next one.
I don't care about the streak. I'm not talking
You're
about
saying
the
in
streak.
general.
I'm saying in general. Is this team, if Brad Stevens is the MVP, this team can continue to play long stretches of time without Kyrie Irving? Do you believe that?
I do.
And be successful?
I do too.
And be successful, yes.
Really?
I think they'll drop games against some of the elite teams. I think that, they're going to come down to the wire. I mean, let's face it. I'll be honest. This game could have went either way. I mean, you had two DeRozan jump shots that could have gone. He's hit that shot
And
8 out of 10 times.
And the Hornets game.
Throughout his career. And the Hornets game. That was a comeback, come from behind.
Down
win.
18 without
Down
Kyrie.
18. And Al Horford was out in that game.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, though, it was the end result was these guys coming together, unsung heroes, guys like Shane Larkin coming in that Charlotte game, guys like Terry Rozier, hitting big shots down the stretch. Two big 3-point shots that Brad Stevens talked about after the game, saying that they were probably the two of the most important threes of the night. I mean, in terms of momentum, these guys are so dialed in that from the starters down to the bench unit, every single person is dialed in and tuned with each other. I just feel like all that has to do with Brad Stevens. And the biggest reason why is because it's the approach. Brad Stevens' approach from the beginning of the season, even before Gordon Hayward went down, even before Kyrie Irving went down. What did he say? Defense. This team is going to be, the defense will lead to the offense. The elite defense. What's the first thing he said at media day about Jaylen Brown? We need him to be a lockdown defender.
Sure.
How did he do against DeMar DeRozan in that last play that could have easily gone in and ended the winning streak? He played great one-on-one D on DeMar DeRozan, and he's been playing, I'm not going to say elite level defense, but he's been playing the kind of defensive wing that we weren't quite sure we were going to see out of him heading into the regular season.
So you're giving the entire defensive effort by the Celtics credit to Brad Stevens.
100%. He's got guys crashing boards now. I mean,
yeah,
look,
I think it's a different makeup though. I think you just went out and got a different type of team. I mean, you look at a Baines, you look at a Marcus Morris, like these guys. Hey, motherfucker. Yo.
Jeez.
Continue.
No, so it's I think it's a squad they have in because truthfully,
It's the system, Sean.
Truthfully, no, if it was a system, why couldn't they defend last year? They had better defenders.
No. They had better defenders?
They had
The talent level was
Jay Crowder, who's a above average defender. You had Avery Bradley, who was an all NBA defender.
what year? What season did Jay Crowder play better defense in? Last year or the season before?
That's what I'm saying. Why? How
The
could
season
if
before, he
it's a
was a better
system? If
defender.
it's a system, then how is it a drop off in one of your best defensive players? I think you can credit
Okay.
Brad Stevens.
All right.
It's a
hold on.
collective unit that's defending at a high level.
Okay, that crashing the boards, you can
It's
chuck
crashing
that,
the boards.
You can chuck that in under
That's
the defense.
Effort.
Who's a better
Everyone-
defender, Amir Johnson or Aaron Baines?
chipping in.
Aaron Baines.
Okay, who's a better defender, Marcus Morris or Kelly Olynyk?
Come on, man. That's fucking
I could go down the line. I could go down the list there.
All right, so thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
then.
that proves Sean's point. Thanks, Joel.
Yes. Also, they're better rebounders than each of those people you told too.
Okay, so that's part of the defense.
So, okay,
That's
you have
that's-
improved. No, but you see what I'm saying? You've brought in pieces that have improved your defense and rebounding. Like you can say Marcus Morris isn't the best rebounder, but he's fucking light years ahead of Kelly Olynyk.
Well, what about Jason Tatum? Jason Tatum is averaging what? He's like the third or the fourth best rebounder on this team.
Sure. I think
And
Tatum's made really big strides.
Terry Rozier is one of the best
Rozier's
rebounders
been
on
a-
this team. They're fourth in rebounding right now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the best defensive team in the NBA.
So I'm not gonna say that Brad Stevens hasn't done wonders with his team because he 100% has.
it's only cutting him short, man.
I'm
Cutting him short.
I'm sort of just pissed that like the way the season has played out has by default made you right.
By default?
Yeah, you're like
no, at the end of the day,
it's like-
it's
it's
always
like- no,
about
no, no.
Brad. It's
No, no, no.
always about Brad.
Because like literally, if I had to rank the top four, I would have ranked them. Gordon Hayward gets injured first night. Okay, you know what?
You would have put Hayward over Irving.
MVP is gonna. Yes, I did.
Oh, that's right. You did. Yeah.
MVP is
Okay,
gonna.
all right.
Okay,
I got you.
obviously then MVP is gonna be Kyrie Irving. if there's any type of success. Okay, he's injured. Al Horford. Okay, he's injured. All right, now we're looking at Brad Stevens. So, like, Brad Stevens has taken these pieces and molded them and made them, I think, see the same type of attitude you saw with the team last year, except there's a lot more talent on this team. So they can play with that same attitude, but you put more talent in, and that's what's making these, because last year, how many 1-point losses did they have? Or like 3-point losses did they have where they brought it down?
They had a couple against Toronto.
Well, they led the league in the most wins under 5 points or under.
Yeah, but they also had like every freaking game was under 5 points or under,
no,
whether
you're
they
right.
lost or won.
Yeah,
So
it was like most of those games last season were nail biters towards the end of the game.
I give credit to Brad Stevens, but I at the same time I just mad because you get to win this argument for a week. I don't know.
It happens often here, doesn't it, Sean?
No,
I mean,
it
no,
really
it
does.
happens.
Normally,
The fact-
I'm the guy dancing in my fucking.
Yeah, but the fact that
really?
jelly beans
but,
over here.
but it's funny because the draft picks, the guys that I wanted the Celtics to select, not only did they select those guys, but they're actually performing at a high level.
Yo, don't hate on Markelle Fultz yet, bro.
Way I
He's got plenty of
said
time.
they would.
the
Markelle
man,
Fultz.
the man looks like
Plenty of time.
the man looks like he hasn't played basketball ever in his life.
No. Pump the brakes here. Markelle Fultz.
Yeah.
How about Buddy Hield?
Hey, don't worry, Kings.
How about Jamal Murray? How those two guys doing over Jalen Brown?
Hey,
Dragon Bender.
You know what?
I wasn't even going to mention him, but yeah, you can throw him in the mix there too.
Hey.
How's Jalen Brown looking right now compared to those guys?
Yeah, you win.
So we got look ahead, of course. Your segment.
Wow.
We'll get into that. There's obviously a huge matchup in the middle of that if you guys haven't looked ahead on your own, but we'll break that down. And we also got a special guest, guys. I don't know how special he is to you guys. I don't know how special he is to you guys.
He thinks he's special. Let's put it like that. He thinks he's special.
Oh, he thinks he's really special.
He thinks he's extra special.
Sensitive.
I mean, the guy.
Sensitive would be the word.
He's really in his feelings right now. So you know what? He wants to chime in on his thoughts about the Causeway Street Podcast and how we do things over here. He's Lou Merloni of WEEI. If you guys haven't noticed, he's been hasn't said the nicest things about us on Twitter.
Utility Lou!
Nor has he on the radio. Straight angry Lou.
Angry
Lou.
fucking
Relax, guy. It's gonna be okay. Don't worry. You'll get through this. Okay, you'll get through. Anna Horford not joining you guys. You'll get through all the flack you've been receiving because you called him average out last season. And we're going to let you speak your mind and defend yourself right here on our platform.
Shout out to all the Causeway Street fans coming to the defense right there.
There were a few. There was a handful, actually. Excuse me.
I really feel like anytime there is some type of hostility against the podcast, whether I say something stupid or we go after a WEI host or we call Bob Bryant has cracked head teeth or whatever it is, man. Whatever we do.
Hey, don't get Bob Bryant tweeting about it.
Seriously.
Oh, sorry.
Easy.
No, hey.
I'm completely joking. I don't care.
Causeway
ahead,
Street
go ahead.
fans always got our back. So hey, thank you because we've been.
Shout out to those fake Twitters too that are giving us shit.
Oh, the burner accounts.
What you
Yes.
mean? What you mean? Shark Week? I don't know who it is.
Shark Week.
Shark
Oh, man. Shark Week takes the cake.
My guess is
0 followers.
I don't think Lou Merloni
Hasn't
would
tweeted
do
in
that.
2 years until a couple months ago.
I think
and a couple days ago.
I think that's a producer's burner account.
Yeah.
I think that's a
1000%.
producer's
Oh, you mean-
burner account.
you mean fuckboy?
You think Lou's gonna take the time out of his day to create a burner account? That's
What's-
100%.
You mean fuckboy Paul?
Yeah, what's that guy? Fuckboy Paul? That's his name?
Paul Chartier?
Fuckboy Paul.
I mean,
I'm gonna call him fuckboy Paul.
He wants to call his fanboy podcast Fuckboy Paul. Fuck you.
He thinks that those guys that he produces actually gives a shit about what he does. Oh.
He literally well, first off, shout out to Sway for making the under 30 Latino most influential crew in Boston.
Thank you, guys.
I'm leaving that event, the VIP event that we were all there, and then guess what? I get a tweet from Shark Week saying, "Oh, you guys must not know anything about blah, 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 blah."
Hashtag fanboy. Hashtag,
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. The same hashtags that
So
the
literally-
the same language that people from EI have been using.
Yeah, so
or Paul has been using.
Paul's been using, right? So it's
Right.
probably Paul. And I wait, ready for this. Look at these guys thinking that I'm going to use a burner account. I would never use a burner account on a podcast like that. That's exactly what the fuck he's going to say, too. You watch that shit. But what we know is fucking you. Just fucking tweet us. What are you in your mom's basement recording the podcast? Blah, blah. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, dude. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You wish you had shit. Fuck you. That's all I got to say about Fuckboy Paul. But anyways, let's get Lou on the phone.
Let's get to it, guys. He's been patiently waiting on the phone. He's the former Red Sox infielder, co-host of the OM Efforts on WEEI. And boy, has he been flapping his gums on Twitter and on the air. He is Lou Merloni, and he joins the Causeway Street Podcast. What's going on, Lou? What's up, man? What's on your mind? What's on your mind?
No, I'm good. I like watching Aggressive Al, and like how everybody pretty much admitting that I was pretty much right the whole time. So this has been a fun couple of weeks for me. I like it.
Did you say Aggressive Al? Is this a new thing?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh, so you just swapped it down? Okay.
No, this is. I mean, he's always going to be Average Al. I mean, the nickname is never going to go away. It's always going to stick. But see, you guys, your uninformed opinion of what I really think. You're going off of articles from like guys that sell candy for a living. And other people yapping their gums. And really, nobody has any clue what I think about the man other than what I call him, and it's a great nickname. Why would I ever get rid of Average Al?
Well, I mean, Lou, at the end of the day, it's not even about the actual name that you put on Al Horford. It's about the fact that, like, you've just been, well, it's a little bit about that, but it's mostly about the fact that you've just been, like, crying on the air, dude, over and over. This has been 3 weeks, Lou. For 3 weeks, you've been whining about, oh, Anna, you don't listen to me. You just read what you see on Twitter. Come on, man. 3 weeks? 3 weeks. And then now you have
I've done nothing but react. I've done nothing but react. I mean, you guys had Anna Horford on and talked about me. So what am I going to sit there on my own radio show and not react to it?
For 1 minute, we legit asked her a question that we kept it moving, and you guys aired every second of that minute. Every second of that minute.
It was fun. You do understand what we do for a living, right? Like if somebody starts talking trash about us, then we're going to come back because it's good radio. As a matter of fact, I didn't even call Average Al all year long until Kyle Draper went in the pregame and started yapping his gums with fake news, getting Scalabrini all in there, telling him a bunch of bullshit and what my opinion is. And then that thing blew up. So what we do is we play that sound and we react. And then Anna Horford starts tweeting and we react. A candy salesman writes a story about me and I react. You do a podcast about me and I react. That's it.
Yeah,
that's what we do.
Who's the candy salesman, bro?
It's Patrick Gilroy.
Oh, yeah, Gilroy sells candy for a living. Sorry. He does. He's a lollipop salesman. I swear to God.
But it's one thing if the Causeway Street Podcast, came at you. We just asked a question to Anna Horford. She responded. We kept it moving. Like you're bringing us into it as if we're like, get him, Anna, get him, go after Lou. We weren't even doing any of that. You know what I'm saying?
And
I get it.
For 2 straight days, though.
That's good stuff. Yeah. Why not? We're gonna do it all. We're gonna do it all year. I mean,
I'm
okay. Play this kid back too.
I'm okay with it. Hey, we're getting free pub over here down the EI, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Here's my thing, Lou. Okay, here's my thing with the take. Right. So you want?
Let's go.
Okay. I get that. Like I hear you guys, and you say, why would we ever give up that nickname? Why would we ever give up that nickname? Because it could be marketed. It could be all this. If you're not marketing it, if you're not making any like those T-shirts you guys are talking about, whatever, why do you? If you're not calling them Average anymore, why do you got to stick with the Average nickname? If you drop that, I think you'd see a lot more people be like, you know what, Luz knows his shit about basketball. But we sit here and hear Average Al and go, this guy knows nothing about basketball, man. That's what.
See,
that's the problem.
That's how you guys started off. I thought you started off saying it's not really about the nickname. It's about the opinion on Al.
Well,
it's all about the nickname. People are so sensitive and protective of Al Horford that they don't like a nickname. Like if I say Average Al is a first-team All-Star, is that a compliment or no?
You're
upset over the nickname.
Well, no,
you're upset about the take.
No, but here's the thing, right? If you're gonna call something average and it's not average, why are you calling it average? That's I guess my thing.
I heard you guys talking with Anna, okay, and I just read another article about every player praising about how his game has gotten so much more aggressive this year than it was last year. You even admitted that he's playing at a higher level this year than he did last year.
1,000%. 1,000%.
He's still putting up the same numbers. The only reason he is magnified this year because of the injuries. So same numbers.
I mean, I don't look at numbers because numbers wise, it's pretty similar unless he's rebounding a little bit more. But he has taken over games this year. He is in big moments. He's turned games around with his defense. It's at another level. His shooting, I've always felt he's a good shooter. See, here's the take. Last year, and admittedly in an article in Celtics.com today, they admitted that in the first couple of months he was somewhat passive. That's when it started. When
he was concussed last year.
He had a concussion, bro. He was out for 9 games. Had to get reacclimated to the system. And plus, you're talking about someone that was playing next to You talk about someone he's playing next to Isaiah Thomas, who has to have the ball all the time to function in systems. When
Avery Bradley missed a month and a half, and they were desperately the worst rebounding team in basketball, I said, can you rebound a little bit more? When they're in desperate need for a second scorer, can he score a little bit more? He had a 5-game stretch where he averaged 8 points and 4 rebounds. That is where it started. And I admittedly said in the playoffs that he took his game to another level. He was more aggressive. He wasn't as passive as he was during the year, and he earned his money. And then I said the exact same thing this year. So all this opinion that you think I have of him is all fake news and made up. Because you're just reading articles and you have Anna Horford on spouting off false shit.
Yeah, but Lou, you think that we got Anna on just to talk about you, and that's completely false. I mean, if you listen to the entire interview, again, 1 minute, she said what she had to say.
6 minutes talked about it. Minute 16 to minute 23. I heard the whole thing. I'm good. It's no big deal. I agree. You guys should have done it.
Why wouldn't we have him on?
News. He's admittedly playing better basketball this year, which is all I wanted him to do. He's continued it since the postseason, which is all I've ever wanted him to do, what he is. But you guys are just upset over the nickname because you love Average Al. Joe, you think that Anna Horford's going to say hi to you next time you're at the Garden. You ain't going to hook up with her, bro.
Come on.
You just want to be friends with her.
Lou.
You just want to be friends with her. I get it.
Lou, she's been on the program more than once, bro.
Okay,
so it's not,
no. First of all, do I have to explain this to you? Come on, Lou. It's entertainment, Lou. You think I'm literally going to go up to her and say, "Hey, Anna, here's my Twitter. I'm Joe Sway." It's entertainment, Lou. It's a shtick. We're joking around here, and I love how your boy Paul. I mean, did you give him a little pat on the head for that one? Did you say good boy Paul? You really got him there.
Probably.
You really picked a good part of that interview to air on EEI. Come on, Lou. Seriously, it's a joke. It's funny, Lou. Actually, it's entertainment. Come on, you should know about entertainment, Lou.
Believe me, I do. That's what we're doing here right now. But you guys it's really about a nickname.
No, it
really is. It has nothing to do with my opinion on the guy.
No, it's really, at the end of the day, the reason why you're on here is because you called us out. You belittled us. You called us fanboys, which is far from the truth. The one episode where the Celtics are on at that time in a 9-game winning streak, what else are we supposed to talk about?
Wait. How would I call you guys out? I've never heard of you before. The reason why I called you out is because some podcast was sent to me, and I listened to it because they said, check it out at minute 16, they ripped you. So I listened to it.
On
you
the
really
show.
think I would have called you out if I didn't listen to your podcast?
Lou, on the show.
You guys talked about me first. What do you think I'm going to do? Like Gilroy wrote this article. Gilroy writes this article ripping me. So I lean into him a little bit in the radio show, and he acts like I brought up his name out of nowhere. I didn't. He wrote an article. You guys had a podcast about me. I just react.
About you?
Lou,
we couldn't have a podcast about you, bro. I don't know if that would be possible.
Not that relevant. No one. Do you really think people go to you for like Celtics takes? Like, is that really what you think? Like, you really think that? That's a question, actually. Answer that. Do you think people actually say, "Oh, I wonder what Lou Merloni thinks about the Celtics"? You really think that?
No.
So then, why would you be the focal point of our podcast?
But anyways,
why did you bring up? Well, listen. You didn't do a podcast on me. That's not what I'm saying. You did a segment with Anna Horford. You did a segment on Anna Horford. Oh, correct me. Then what should I do? I'll tell you. I'm sorry. Okay. You did a podcast in which you brought her on. You brought my name into it. You don't think I'm going to react to that?
I would expect you to react to what Anna Horford said about you. Yeah, that makes sense. But come on.
Hey,
technically, hold on.
Uninformed opinion, because you guys have her on and you speak the uninformed opinion. So I don't blame Anna Horford first off for reacting to all of this one bit. It's his little sister. I will never disrespect her. I have not disrespected her at all.
I agree with that.
I haven't even gone back at her at. You disagree with?
No, I agree with that. I said I agree with that. You haven't disrespected her. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nothing. I understand what she's doing. My sister would do the exact same thing if there was Twitter. So I don't have a problem with Anna or the shots she takes at me. She makes comments of me like on Twitter, and it's not even worth my time because I'm not going to get involved with Anna Horford. But it's more of like people spouting off what they think I think of her brother and misinforming her that gives her an uninformed opinion of the whole situation. That's what you do.
Okay. When we spoke with Anna, we didn't bring you up. We said, who do you have beef with in the Boston media? Because the last time she was on here, she talked about Felger.
Because Felger gave her a hard time about Al missing the game.
So we said, who do you have more beef with in the Boston media? And she brought your name up. and we just reacted to
yeah,
it.
you guys, you don't really believe that, do you?
Listen to the clip again.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, no, that's how you want to play it. Okay, because I think Joe even said like you beef with my boys over at EEI. You fed her that question.
What? No,
not knowing what she was going to say.
I mentioned EEI after she mentioned your name.
That.
But regardless,
yeah, you don't believe that.
Lou,
you don't believe that.
You're the one that took to Twitter and said, "I would love to slap these guys around." Did you not say that? Is that not you initiating for you wanting to come on the podcast?
We didn't tweet at you.
I didn't tweet. Who tweeted at you? Was it anybody here?
Lou, so last year, I will say this.
I don't know.
I will say this.
There, Lou. I don't know
last year, we did have Anna Horford on the show after the whole Michael Felger beef.
But that was way after that.
Right. But I really wish that Felger would have played us on his radio show rather than you guys play on your radio show because the ratings are so different. And I would much rather have gotten that. But you came back at us, so we thank you for coming on. We do. And
you're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm actually, there's people in town that might actually know what your podcast is. You might get listeners.
No. We got the numbers, Lou. Come on. We got the numbers.
Oh, my God.
It's easy to beat, Scott Zolak. It's easy to beat Scott Zolak across the street, bro. A 5-year-old could beat Scott Zolak across the street. Come on.
You're doing all right there.
Maybe you should look at the last 2 books and see what shows win it.
Hey,
but that, once again, another uninformed opinion that you guys have.
Nah, man.
Actually, ZLX has the more ratings during the middays than you guys do. But
if you want to bring that up,
if you want to bring that up,
right?
All right, listen, it's all cute with your little radio wars and ratings and everything else. I'm on a show you on a podcast. But
that's just it, though.
But you're here, though.
You're here. I want to know.
That's just it, though.
I am here. I like beating people up. Let's get back to the take on Al Horford.
Okay.
Let's stick with the point.
For the fourth time.
Okay? Stick with the point, guys. I'm trying to reel you guys back in. You're welcome. Al Horford, is he playing better basketball this year than he was last year?
Yeah.
I think we established that already.
Yeah.
All right. So was there times last year where he's a little bit too passive? I remember even an interview post-game when they asked him what was going on. He said, I watch film and I'm passing up shots and I don't know why. I got to be more aggressive. Am I wrong to just basically agree with the player?
No. So here's the thing: is last year, Al Horford was brand new to a team that had guys that thought they didn't need anybody else. Right? Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley, Jay Crowder. That little core had some success, and they were building off it. It was very hard for Al Horford, a guy that's not a ball-dominating guy. Right? He's not a ball-dominating point guard or a ball-dominating guard or wingman that's going to come in and try to steal the attention. He was trying to fit in last year. And he fit in very well last year, even though the numbers may not be there. Right?
His presence provided open shots for Avery Bradley, Jay Crowder.
It was all had career numbers last year.
And I think if you look at it from a basketball perspective, Lou, all right, the pick and roll got way better as the year progressed. Why? Because the pick and roll takes a little bit of time for a guy who's a big man who wants to pass the ball, who wants to be a facilitator, to work with a guy who. And Isaiah Thomas is a very ball, he's not to call him a ball hog because I don't like to say that because he passed the ball last year, but that's not in his nature. So that click took a little bit to happen. We should have all expected that. Well, now I will say I will not
who's the more ball dominant point guard, Isaiah Thomas or Kyrie Irving?
Isaiah Thomas, 1,000%.
Especially this year. If you want to talk about last year compared to this year,
no, I'm not talking about this year. I'm talking about in the past. Kyrie Irving has been a more ball dominant point guard.
No, you can't say that because because he
played
with LeBron.
He played next to LeBron James. He played next to LeBron James.
Most people who know the game do, because that's all that they were talking about when he came to Boston. How will it work? Brad Stevens is ball. They like to move the ball around the perimeter, and Kyrie is a ball-dominant point guard. He likes to go one-on-one isolation game. He doesn't do that in the past. You telling me I'm wrong?
No, I think you should.
Okay.
We should have seen that he played with LeBron James. That's what they needed him to do when LeBron didn't want the ball. All the offense went through him. Now he's the leader of a team that has multiple options. If you had Gordon Hayward, I think you would be seeing even less of a ball-dominant Kyrie. He came in with a different attitude this year, and I think us expecting him to just be a ball hog, even though when he was a rookie before LeBron, if you want to go all the way back there, he was the only dude on the team. So he's going to be a ball hog, right? When he's 19 coming into the league and he's got skills, he's going to be a ball hog. In the fourth quarter, when LeBron's not doing anything, he's going to be a ball hog because he's their only option. Now he's on a team.
But all I know is that he was. Okay, he was. So now he's on a team. He's put in, And I think this team is more talented. They have more talent. They're younger, but they have more talent than last year's team.
But Isaiah Thomas,
you could say that.
Isaiah Thomas,
Well, go ahead.
I think Isaiah Thomas is a more ball dominant point guard because he is less skilled than Kyrie, right? So for Isaiah Thomas's strength is having the ball in his hands and scoring the basketball. Other than that, he's 5'9". He's not going to be able to do much other than that, right? So
Okay,
he needs the ball in his hands.
We're getting versus Isaiah versus Kyrie.
Okay,
The
well,
point
let
is,
me-
That was the question.
Last year, and I'm not, accusing you guys of it, but when I start talking about Horford being more of a rebounder because they need it, being more of a consistent second scorer because that team desperately needed it in my mind. They were too inconsistent, whether it was Bradley, Jay Crowder, whoever it might have been on a given night. I was told that that's just not him. He's not going to be able to get you 10 boards a night. That's just not him. He's not going to be able to get the ball in the low post, which they all credited him last night for creating the low post, which is a beautiful thing to see from Allen, his aggressiveness. Now, all of a sudden, this year, he's doing all these things I was told he couldn't do last year, and now more excuses are coming out because now it was because of the roster. That's all I want to see him is be aggressive like he is this year because he's dominating some games.
All right, well, let me ask you this, Lou.
He's in the postseason.
Do you honestly believe that guys like Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, Avery Bradley, do you think those guys didn't have their games elevated because of Al Horford? Do you think he had nothing to do with that? The fact that they all had career years. All three of those guys had career years.
And he did. And a max player should elevate the game, but it doesn't mean he needs to
Does
take
that
a
mean he's
back seat.
average, though?
He should still be able to be himself.
Like,
he should be able to still impact the game when guys go down. And he should be able to elevate his game.
Give me your criteria of average then. If this guy is able to impact the game so much to the effect that three guys are having career years because of him, because of what he's able to do on the floor, how is that? Give me your criteria of average.
You're missing the point. I've already admitted that he helped them elevate his game, but it shouldn't take away from his own. He is a max player, and I'm sorry, but you have to figure in the money.
It's okay.
You expect him to be a guy, an all-star that you brought in, that when other guys are struggling and other guys are hurt and he's not, then he should elevate his game like he's doing this year, like I was told he couldn't last year. That's the point.
Do you want a max player to equal wins, or do you want a max player to equal stats? Because you can throw a ton of money at a quote unquote max player that will not give you wins. Al Horford came on this team last year and elevated this team by about 8 wins in the regular season, and then brought him to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Al Horford was the reason why he went to the Eastern Conference.
Yes,
I've been saying it forever.
Okay, then why
don't you average? No, he helped them. He helped them elevate that team to the Eastern Conference Finals. You talk about max players earning wins.
Lou.
If Al Horford went to Sacramento, how many wins do they win? How many games do they win if he goes to Sacramento? Think it's anything to do with the team around him as well? Yes, he elevated him, and he was the difference. And that's why I started giving him props in the postseason, which you apparently have never heard.
All right, yeah, I know. I definitely haven't.
You brought it up earlier, and I remember when Kyle Draper brought this moniker again this year, which I don't know why he did, because he hasn't been playing like that, according to you, since before last year's playoffs, correct?
Kyle Draper went on TV pregame with set Scal
I remember.
up
I watched
and
that.
said that Lou Merloni still calls him average, and Scal said, well, he had to have stopped calling him, an average player in the postseason, and Drape says no. And that's when it started. I'm like, that's a lie. Because I had a conversation with Drape 5 minutes earlier and saying in the postseason, he was not average. He was outstanding, and it was the reason why they got him the Eastern Conference. And because of that, this whole thing is taken off. And nobody knows what I think of Al Horford, including you guys or anybody else. And this thing is taken off. I'll never stop calling him average because I think it's a great nickname. But it's not how he plays. That's the bottom line, and you guys can't figure that out.
But Lou, the criteria that the description you're giving us of what Al Horford did last year, it just doesn't sound average. You're agreeing that he elevated three of the best players on the Celtics team, or three of the most important players in Jay Crowder, Avery Bradley, Isaiah Thomas. You're saying that, Sean made up a good point, the fact that they won over 50 games. I mean, I don't see anything average about a player who provides that sort of production. I just don't. If you want to talk about the money, okay. If you want to say he's overpaid, okay, fine. But average? To me, average is that criteria is for somebody who, I don't know, someone who comes off the bench or
he came in and helped,
six
but
option.
You got to understand it. Why do you think what's the reason why Al Horford is rebounding the basketball more this year? You guys know basketball. What's the reason?
I think it has a lot to do with the fact that he's gone through 1 year in Brad Stevens' system. It's a brand new team, 11 new players. Gordon Hayward goes down. He's just sort of taking the initiative, and I hate to say it, but he's just better alongside Irving than he is alongside Thomas.
They also have Aaron,
a lot to do with it.
They also have Aaron Baines. They have
it.
actual presence in the center where Al has been sliding over the
overall as a team, they're averaging more rebounds than they have in 15 years.
Okay, you were right. Aaron Baines is one of the big reasons why he's rebounding better, correct?
Is that average Aaron?
No, so Aaron Baines
he's
elevated.
He is average.
He's average.
He is average. You want to call him average?
Well, how can you say he's average when he's elevating Al Horford's game?
Oh, come on.
Here we go, Lou. There we go, Lou. All right, Lou.
How the hell can you call him average when he's elevating Al Horford's rebounding?
All right.
That's
Impact players.
There he goes.
I'm just saying, like Marcus Smart elevates guys' play because of what he brings defensively. I mean, there's guys in the team that help out the entire team. It's not just one guy. I mean, he helps. God forbid I expect more out of him.
You don't think Al Horford's sort of been helping out Aaron Baines? Aaron Baines, a dude
the entire starting lineup
came
for that
came from Detroit, and if you remember last year, Al Horford absolutely dominated and hit a game-winning shot and blocked a game-winning attempt by Baines in Detroit last year, right?
Again, the point is,
Lou watches the box scores. He watches the box scores. He doesn't watch the games.
I'm not calling. Yeah, I know. I'm watching the box scores. I'm not calling Al average, even though I know he elevates guys' games. But there can be anybody on your team that elevates a game. Baines is helping him rebound. He's elevating Horford's game. That's not the point. You can't just say just because a guy comes and elevates other players that he's well above average. I admit it, in the postseason, he was outstanding. The whole discussion that you're losing is that last year in the first half, I thought he could have done more. That's all.
Okay.
End of story. I thought he could have done more, and now he is.
So.
Okay. Now he's
No, I'm just saying he was concussed, Lou. You got to remember that, right? That's the thing. In the first, if you're looking at just the first half of last year, and that's where he gets a nickname, just call him Concussed Al. Then Jesus Christ.
Guys, that's
all right.
It's settled.
From the first half of the year. You're looking at when was the concussion? Give me the dates on the concussion. I know we missed 9 games. What were the dates?
That's like a month of basketball.
Doesn't really roll off the tongue. Concuss Al.
No, I don't think you're selling T-shirts.
When was he concussed?
November.
I said that.
November.
Yeah. When was it? In November. Good. Because I'm talking about January to February, guys. January to February. Go look it up.
Okay,
hold on.
I
know the stretch you're talking about.
Okay, no, I know that little stretch you're talking about, but guess
Go
what?
Look it up.
No,
5 games in a row against Toronto, against Cleveland, against all these teams that they're competing with. He averaged 8 and 4. Go look it up. You guys are fanboys. All the guys that you're talking about are off this team. Avery Bradley, Jake Crowder, all these guys are gone.
Dude, we're not ripping them.
This is what this is all about. This is not about Al Horford. This is about you belittling or trying to belittle a podcast that focuses on Celtics and the NBA. All right, so that's our audience, because people in Boston can't go to your station or go to the station across the street for actual Celtics knowledge. So then we stop beating our heads. We start. No, it's not being sensitive. It's not about being sensitive. It's not about being sensitive.
We're sensitive.
It's not.
You're the one that's upset about this whole thing.
We decided a long time ago to stop banging our heads and screaming at the radio about people who want to be passive about the Celtics in general. You guys don't talk Celtics. You guys barely talk about the Bruins.
When I tweet you guys about your cute little podcast, you get so sensitive about it. I don't know.
Oh yeah. How many responses have we had to you?
Oh, it says the guy who was like, Anna, please talk to me. Come on here, Lou. Lou, you even said it yourself.
No.
You said it yourself. Al Horford levitated the starting lineup. He made an impact. The team won the East. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals. He's not an average player, okay, at the end of the day. But also, at the end of the day, we're not fixated on what you say about the Celtics. We're not, okay?
Apparently you are, because you have me on and you talk about me on your podcast. So apparently
because you talked about us on your show. You talked about us on your show. Okay,
you act like I'm begging Anna Horford to come on my show. Let me ask you.
So why cry about it for 3 weeks?
No, why wouldn't I want her on my show?
Why would we want her on our show? We got her.
When we tease Anna Horford's coming on, don't you think we get listeners? Why wouldn't I want her on my show? And to be honest with you, we've talked about it many times, and my co-hosts keep talking about bringing her on. And I keep telling them, no, it's a waste of time, because I'm not going to fight with her. I'm not going to do anything with her. It's a waste of time. But you know what? It's radio, so we're going to bring her on because it would be a good listen. That's why we do it. I don't beg. I could care less.
Lou,
if
it's
she comes
been
on.
3 weeks. Let it go. She doesn't want to talk to you. Like, I don't understand why you're so fixated on that.
I'm not. I don't want her on. I've already told her. I just got through telling you that personally I wouldn't want her on. For the show, I'd love to have her on because it's good. It's good. And if you think I'm going to let it go for 3 weeks, I'm not, because every article that's written in this town keeps referencing Average Al. Celtics.com wrote a story, headline, Aggressive Al. Where do you think all that's coming from? It's coming from
Kyle Draper.
Merloni and Fourier.
It's coming from Kyle Draper.
93.7 FM on WEEI.
No, it's coming from Kyle Draper.
Talking about Average Al.
It's coming from Kyle Draper, actually. Kyle Draper is the one that brought you up, because if he didn't bring you up, no one would talk about you.
All right, Lou, here's the question to end all questions.
So why would I stop talking about it? Why would I stop talking about it?
Here's the question.
It's attention.
Here's the question.
Don't you get it?
One last question, then we're going to let you go. You have to make a choice, okay? 2 people who you will never be. You have to pick one, because I know you want to be one of these 2 people. Maybe both. Gary Tanguay or Nomar Garciaparra. Pick one. Let me know.
Who do I not want to be?
No, who would, if you had to rewind your life 30 years and you say, because you've tried to be both of these people. Who do you want to be? Nomar Garciaparra or Gary Tanguay? Because you're so close, but you're just not there.
For both.
Who would you pick? One guy's made millions playing baseball, and the other guy sits on a desk and yaps all day. What would you? That's a stupid question. Who would you rather be?
I mean,
you don't even know the guy. Who would you rather be?
Pretty close for you, Lou.
One guy made
It's pretty close
$75 million. The other guy's on early edition. Who would you rather be?
Couldn't get on Omar's level. Now you've been trying to get on Gary Tanguay's level. Most hated person in Boston media. You're going on your way, man. So you may be there. You may be there.
No, Mark Joe. That's a good one.
All right, Lou.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget your L. All right,
all right, boys.
Hold that. Hold it up high.
Hey, listen.
Hold that up.
I'm gonna go eat a W. Later.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Suck that L, Lou. Suck that L.
You're welcome, Lou. Here's some more content for you for the rest of the week.
There you go.
You can talk Causeway all week now.
Causeway. Remember the name.
There you go, guys. You're welcome, Paul. There you go. You got some more content for your show. You can talk Causeway more and more for us. You know, you can keep complaining about us like you've been doing. You know what? Now they have the whole week, fellas. You know, they got a whole week to talk about Causeway Street.
Lou said, fuck
free
that.
pub, free pub.
Lou said they'll be using it all year. So, you know, shout out to all the Celtics fans that actually listen to that show. There'll actually be content about the Celtics on that show now because of us.
I mean, I think, actual Celtics fans that listen to that show, probably like 14, dude. 14 tops. Oh, all right. You know what? And if you count out the people that are over the age of 55, you'll probably get about 4. And 3 of them are sitting here because we've been listening to our own podcast. So who knows how much that has done for us. But anyways, good old Lou. Good sport, Lou. Good sport.
That was great. I love that. All right, let's do it, fellas. Let's look ahead. And this edition of Looking Ahead is sponsored by
DraftKings.com. Get out of here with all these other whack fantasy sites. They're trying to get a one-day fantasy league. Go to DraftKings.com. The original. Put your fantasy knowledge to the test. Win some huge cash prizes every night. If you're not playing DraftKings by this point, you're probably missing out because there are so many ways to play. Choose from public contests, huge cash prizes, and private contests when you compete against your friends. They've even got beginner contests for Sway, beginner, or the casual fan over here like Joel. They're not on my level over here, so they're going to get in those ones. But I will be in the expert contest trying to win some big money. So you and Joel can probably play on those beginner levels as I'm on the expert level over here. The best part, you get to draft a new team every single night. And drafting a team is arguably, in my opinion, the best way to play fantasy sports. The only thing better is winning cash and doing it. So everybody out there, get on DraftKings. Like I said, F those other sites. Get on DraftKings. Use code CLNS to play free with your first deposit for your share of $10,000 in total prizes tonight. Don't wait. Use code CLNS at DraftKings.com now. Choose your lineup, and you can seriously cash in tonight. Again, that's CLNS only at DraftKings.com. The game inside the game.
Well done. There you go, Sean. You knocked that one out the park.
Hey, and fuck you for calling me out. I don't appreciate that.
Hey, you know what? Maybe if you weren't a casual fan, you'd be better at DraftKings.
Casual fan of gambling?
Of gambling?
First of all, being called out by fucking Lou for being a fanboy, and then you calling me out for being a casual gambler, I don't appreciate that. Fuck both of y'all.
Did you ever watch Son of a Woman?
Maybe.
On weed.
It's all good though because this is their favorite fanboy podcast because they tune in all the time. I mean, they're obviously going to be listening to us every single episode now.
Good old Lou. All right. Anyways, let's get into
Sean Dutra's
When You Look Ahead. So I've thought about this. Celtics going to Brooklyn tonight. Celtics going to Brooklyn tonight, and they have to try to knock off the Brooklyn Nets. Now, a lot of people get on me for calling the Brooklyn Nets a playoff team. Mm-hmm. They're not bad this year. They've won a couple of big games.
They beat
Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn has seemed to be a better arena this season.
Mm-hmm.
Damari Carroll's been playing really well. I really like the way he's playing.
That's who they have to rely on.
No, but here's the thing. D'Angelo Russell's probably going to miss the game. So even though I sort of halfway predicted Brooklyn to win last week, I think the Celtics are going to make it 13 in a row here.
Oh, I'm shocked.
I do. Well, I had to preface it because I don't want.
So if he was available, you think the Nets would win this game?
I think it's the biggest trap game of all trap games.
No, yes. But you said last week because you extended you're looking ahead to 4 games.
Yep, I said.
And you said that they were going to beat Brooklyn.
I said 3-1, and then I changed it to 4-0, just because I always say 4-0. But now I actually believe it because
D'Angelo Russell's out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's on tap for after Brooklyn?
So this is what everybody's been waiting for. The 13-2 Boston Celtics will be taking on the Golden State Warriors in Boston on Thursday night. Here we go.
Is Tony going to be there?
Tony's Tire Barn? Maybe.
Tony's Tigers. Tires, excuse me.
Tony's Tire Barn. Come on. No, not going to get into that again.
They're great.
Yeah, no, but seriously. Warriors-Celtics, marquee matchup. Probably the biggest game on the NBA schedule to this point since opening night.
If Kyrie plays, though.
If Kyrie plays. Okay. All right. So here's the question. Do the Celtics have a chance against the Warriors? One night. Everybody knows the rules. Do they have a chance if Kyrie Irving plays?
Yes, they do.
But should they be favored?
But Celtics fans,
don't
get excited thinking that means the Celtics have a chance to actually win a 7-game series. That's the thing, though. You can't really look at that win and think that they have a chance because it's just like the last 2 years or 3 years, right?
Yeah,
I mean the Celtics have beaten the Warriors 3 years in a row, but we all know that if it came down to a 7-game series, I mean the Warriors are going to win that.
Brad Stevens owns them.
That's what I'm saying. The quote Sway from earlier in the episode. If anybody knows how to beat the Warriors, it's Brad Stevens.
MVP Stevens.
MVP Stevens. That being said, though, I mean,
not to be confused with Average Al.
I like that.
Or Concussed Al.
MVP
or Concussed Al. Yeah, let's talk about
MVP Stevens.
So, with that being said, it's easy to play against a team when you only play them twice a year. So, like you're going back to the 7-game series.
Yeah, that's true.
Talk. That's easier said than done.
To answer your question, Sean, there it is.
Will Kyrie play?
You don't need your face to play basketball.
No, you do.
the biggest reason why I think he's going to play is because this is for the last 2 straight games he's been probable or game time decision. So I feel like if you get 2 of those, that means that third one you should be good.
Well,
I think they sat him out for the Raptors game and they will sit him out for the Nets game.
Well, the last game
in the Warriors.
The last game he was getting fitted for the mask. So
mask on.
Mask on.
Mask on.
Not mask off.
Got my mask on. By the way, do you agree that Kyrie should get creative with his mask, or does it just go clear?
No, just go clear. Please don't, Kyrie. Don't be the guy who has the different kind of mask because you're quote unquote woke.
I think he's going buck wild with his mask.
Don't go off sophisticated.
I think he's going buck wild like green or something like or dark black, like just matted black. You can't see shit. Or
like
even,
LeBron. Didn't LeBron do something like that?
No.
He did.
Did he?
Yeah, that was like years ago in Miami. Yeah.
Okay, fuck the matted black then, but you got to get creative with this shit. Like maybe if you just even put like it looks like an elephant, you know?
That's even worse. What do you mean?
Or just maybe
wear a regular mask.
Maybe
get a clear mask on him.
You should paint the mask as like it's just the globe, you know, like blue and then little green.
You guys are out of your minds.
Little green continents.
Who's next?
And then he'll say, "Look, see, the world is flat."
The world is flat.
And I wear it on my face.
I wear it on my face because it's flat.
Exactly.
Wow.
You guys will love that shit, huh? You guys will love that.
I just want to see what the media says.
No, I want him to go. I would literally.
I really wouldn't be surprised.
I want to see what the media says, not what Lou says. I want to see what the media says. The real media.
I really wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
if I was Kyrie right now,
he's that out there. I mean, he wants to be so different, so I wouldn't be surprised, but I hope that's not the case. I hope he doesn't do it.
If I was Kyrie right now, I would buy shrooms for one of my friends.
Okay, all right. Who's next? That's it.
And just say, take these for 3 days, come back to me with a bunch of drawings of masks that are functional and look mad cool. I'm
so
just
who's
saying,
next,
get
Sean?
creative with it, okay?
You got too creative with that explanation.
Anyways, then the Celtics go back to Atlanta again.
So more future beats.
Through the organ.
Mr. Organ Man.
Through the organ.
Yeah, guys, if you have not, I watched the Hawks game. They played it on Sunday morning. They played it on Sunday morning again, and literally, I wish I was a little bit, just trying to wake up on Sunday morning. I was like, Celtics Hawks games, whatever. College football ain't started yet. I'll watch it, and I was dying laughing. Because every time there's a break,
Every time they touch
there's a trap song.
Every time they have
touch
the ball.
Yeah.
And then there's a timeout.
It's not even just on dead balls. It's whenever they got the ball.
We're gonna play this game right now. What is the one song the organist will play at the stadium?
Mask Off.
No,
Mask Off.
nothing we talked about. Give me another track. I mean, they're probably gonna play Bad and Bougie.
I said, hey, what's up? Hello. I don't know that dude's name.
Oh, Fetty Wap.
Fetty Wap.
Yeah,
it's hard to keep up with these guys' names, man. They're so weird. We talked about that last episode. I don't want to give them much more time, but it's true. Their names are out there.
To count all the songs he plays on a nightly basis, and I bet you it's like at least 35 to 40 songs.
I'm sure there's a Reddit out there.
Sometimes it's like 2 seconds, but then he mixes it up.
I'm gonna look on my phone and see if there's a Reddit out there that just keeps track of the Hawks organist player. Yeah. Someone else notices this stuff, not just us.
He plays the Pitbull song, even though it's not a trap song, but that's it's been his go-to for a while, for like a good 4 or 5 seasons now.
Get that trap.
All right, so come on, Sean. Let's go, come out with it. What's the record?
Gonna be that Warriors game really has me torn up.
Conflicted.
Okay, ready? Kyrie goes clear mask, 2-1. Kyrie goes creative mask, mind blowing mask, something you never seen before mask. 3-0.
Okay. All right. Agreed.
Done.
Perfect. There we go.
And that's Sean Dutra's
When You Look Ahead.
All right. Let's wrap this up the way we wrap up every single episode, where we take a trip around the NBA and dissect the headlines like we always do with Joel's.
In case you missed it.
Lonzo Ball recorded his first triple-double over the weekend. The Lakers' 98-90 loss to the Bucks. The rookie finished with 19 points, 13 assists, and 11 rebounds to become the youngest player in NBA history to record a triple-double at 20 years old and 15 days, beating LeBron James' previous record of 20 years old and 20 days.
And you guys surprised by that? I mean, this is the type of player that he was projected to be, right? Sort of like that Jason Kidd guy who's not going to score a whole lot of points, can get you a lot of assists, and he can also fill the stat line, right?
Jason Kidd was like the king of triple-doubles his first couple years in the league. Yeah,
that's exactly my point. I mean, like that's the number one comparison that was mentioned coming into the regular season.
Yeah, but Jason Kidd also, those triple-doubles didn't actually equal wins, just like Lonzo Ball.
Right, and they're not going to anytime soon unless, this big offseason that everyone's been anticipating where LeBron James goes to LA and Paul George and
will go to LA.
And DeMarcus Cousins, whoever, X, Y, and Z is going to go to LA apparently.
Shit.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I heard Magic Johnson's coming out of retirement too.
Yeah, Magic's going to play.
He's like, I got to go one more crack at it.
He's going to be at the end of the bench. He's going to, play garbage time.
He's like, I'm going to play with Lonzo Ball.
Magic Johnson coming back out of nowhere, dude. Just whips off his fucking suit and has his jersey on, and everyone's like, oh, that's weird. Magic Johnson got a jersey on. No, I'm playing. Everyone's just like, dude, you're like 400 pounds. Like, you got AIDS.
No, he doesn't have AIDS yet. I told you this already.
Listen. I don't think he ever had AIDS.
You're right. He has never had AIDS.
He's never had
HIV. He's HIV positive.
I don't think he's ever been HIV positive either. How about that for a conspiracy theory?
Drop that.
I'm not even joking. How's the only guy that is HIV positive still alive, Magic Johnson?
His bank
It's been
account.
30 years.
Okay, Magic Johnson didn't make that much money, though.
It's been 30 years.
He's made more money than other famous people who've died from HIV? No.
Oh, wait, 91. Has it been 30 years? 91.
Yeah, this motherfucker's still alive and still buying shit and fucking coming out and playing for the Lakers.
Because they
probably
needed a hero. They needed a spokesman for AIDS. That's what it
So Magic Johnson probably got in some trouble, and then they said, just pretend to have AIDS. Everything goes away.
Pretend to have AIDS.
It's not AIDS, not football and AIDS. Just HIV positive, which sucks because
to
I think
to give everybody hope.
no, but I think it was necessary because you needed a spokesperson. You need to raise awareness. You need to make it seem like somebody that you would never think would get this has it. So it takes the stigmas away from it. There's so many things behind this. There's so many things behind it, but at the same time, it also gives, I think, a little bit of false hopes to people who do have it to say, "Hey, look at Magic Johnson. He's okay," and then you're dead like 4 years later.
Well, I mean, 30 years ago, there wasn't medication.
Oh, it's so different now. I mean, I don't even think I don't.
It's not a death sentence.
No, right now it's not.
Yeah,
but it was.
It was. You're right.
And Magic Johnson, quote unquote, got it.
He has money, man. He was testing out drugs before anyone else was testing it. He was like, I want all the new drugs before anybody hears about it.
And none of them had bad side effects. Just so it worked out that way.
They probably did.
They probably did. He just doesn't talk about it.
Yeah.
He probably was throwing up.
Oh yeah. So Magic Johnson
bleeding from his asshole. Who knows? You never know.
Oh, Magic Johnson doesn't have HIV, but that's okay. That's for today.
That's for today?
Yeah, that's for today. I was gonna say it's for another day, but yeah, fuck it.
What the hell was
I believe in it.
He's gonna say that's for another day. That's for today. That's for right now.
I believe in that 100%.
All right, what else you missed?
All right, in case you missed it, Rudy Gobert is out for 4 weeks due to a bone bruise suffered in Friday's loss to the Heat, where the Jazz center collided with Miami's Dion Waiters, calling the play dirty afterwards. Waiters responded with, and I quote, "I've never been a dirty player in my life. I went for the ball. Tell Rudy to get out of his feelings, and that's what it is, just like that." End quote.
Rudy Gobert reminds me of Lou Merloni, how sensitive he is.
Question: should the Jazz try to tank now that Rudy's out for a good month?
Were they not?
Yeah.
No, I mean right now.
I don't think they have to
wasn't
try.
that their approach?
I don't think they have to try. Now that Rudy Gobert's out, like they don't have to try to take. They're going to suck. And if they don't have Rudy Gobert, they're going to blow. Like the big one.
Okay.
Profound.
In case you missed it, Dutra's boy, D'Angelo Russell, he's set to miss several games with a left knee contusion as well. The Nets, who will play the Celtics tonight, will be without, other than Russell, Jeremy Lin, and Dutra's other boy, Spencer Dinwiddie.
He is my boy.
He is out with a sore hamstring as well.
Shout out to DraftKings. He's been my boy all year, making that 20 points for money.
We'll make sure you not put him in the lineup because he's also out.
Okay.
All right.
Good to know.
So Dutra, I gotta ask for your, for the playoff bound Nets, in your opinion.
Yep.
It's gonna be tough for the next few weeks. Do they stay afloat, or are they're still gonna make the playoffs even with this little
you know what
bump in the road?
So I've been
their backcourt is hurting right now.
I've been reaching out to Spence and
Jeremy,
Jalen, and D Russ. I'm talking to them all, right?
He's averaging 21 points so far. He's
been balling.
He's balling in the East.
There's a little guy on the bench named Isaiah Whitehead that's about to come in and save the day.
Damn, you really do know your Nets, huh?
Yeah. Isaiah Whitehead's about to get that.
All these years, the Celtics have been wanting that team to tank, but you're like, no, they're making the playoffs.
About to get that run. He's about to get a run. He can carry the game. He can carry the team.
About to get that run.
He can carry the team for 3 games. If they have to go more than 3 games relying on Isaiah Whitehead, then they're screwed. But he can score.
He can score. All right.
Seton Hall alum. Shout out to Chris.
Cool. Well, in case you missed it, Kyrie Irving did travel with the Celtics to Brooklyn after his facial fracture that he suffered when Aaron Bayenes decided to elbow Kyrie in the face, cause of a massive nosebleed. So it was determined that he did have the fracture and no concussion for Kyrie.
Okay. First off,
what do you think he said to the Kyrie?
Yeah.
He's like, sorry, mate.
That was it.
Oh, do you think he just never mentioned it?
Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know.
I think he said, but he probably said.
Well, I couldn't think of one elbow in the NBA that I would rather be hit with. I mean, that I would rather. that I wouldn't rather be hit with than Aaron Baines'
I was gonna
fucking
say you
elbow.
want to get hit in the elbow from Aaron Baines?
No, literally, give me
dude's a tank.
Give me Draymond Green. I'll take his elbow any day. I'll take Valanciunas' elbow any day because he wears those fucking soft ass pads. I think get a little padding on that shit.
Why are you saying these guys? Why wouldn't you say like
he's talking about the
know,
foreign
Isaiah
guys? He's talking about the foreign guys,
or like the smallest guys that are around?
I'm saying
talk about the foreign big guys.
Aaron Baines is the worst elbow to take to the face.
Right. So why wouldn't you say like
I said I would rather take
guys?
Valanciunas. I would rather take Draymond Green.
Yeah, but those are decent sized guys.
Then Aaron Baines. Yeah, Aaron Baines is the least. I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
I don't.
What about?
I would pick like if you're talking NBA players, obviously, I would pick like someone who's like.
I'm saying. Hold
Shane
on.
He's
Larkin.
saying,
I'll take a Shane
he's
Larkin
saying that
elbow.
out
of the big men,
out of big stocky guys, he would rather take an elbow from Valanciunas
I don't see how you don't understand
than
what the
fucking
fuck I'm
Aaron
saying.
Baines. What about Porzingis?
Dude,
You take a-
100%.
You take a.
Except his elbows are probably mad pointy.
That's what I'm saying. There's like he's skinny as fuck, so it's just
so
all
that elbow
bone.
is just bone.
It's just all bone.
But no, Baines' fucking elbows are pointy and muscular, man.
All right.
Maybe.
Can't think of someone else
Maybe
now.
Marc Gasol.
Oh,
Marc Gasol with an elbow to the face
oof.
could be worse than Baines.
Yeah.
That shit's fucking like a 2x8, just coming at your face.
Extra pointy and muscular.
It's just a double 2x4, just fucking
Like two
and
strapped
that-
together.
and
just
that's
bam.
girth. That's girth, not width. That's
What
girth.
about Zebo?
Ooh, that's a tough one too.
No, I'm not. I'm passing on Zebo.
Okay, you gotta.
those guys are neck and neck. Zebo and Baines.
You gotta choose Zebo or Baines. So you're gonna take the elbow from. Hoping you live.
I'm taking Baines, actually, I think.
Taking Zebo.
I mean, it's a coin flip at this point, but yeah, I guess I would take Zebo and hope that
He's high.
he's older because he's older and
He
he's,
misses.
Yeah, because he might be high. It's not going to be as forceful because he obviously loves he loves marijuana.
Here's
Let's
a
face it.
throwback. Here's a
He
throwback.
loves weed.
Speaking of weed, how about Sheed? Would you rather take an elbow from Sheed or
I mean,
Zebo?
if we're talking all-time elbows, it's Karl Malone, 1,000%.
Oh, yeah.
Had the worst elbow ever.
What about Rodman?
Nope. Karl Malone. Karl Malone's elbows were like a chiseled fucking ice pick, just coming for your face. Not to be outdone, Charles Oakley though. He has some weird elbows too.
Okay. On that note,
All right, what else we missed, Joe?
well,
I know
in case you missed it, no. Again, just a quick congratulations to you again, Sway.
All right,
for
come on,
the
guys, cut it out.
no, for over the weekend, stuff like that. Tell the peoples that they can see some pics from the event, and he's got the trophy, so he can actually see that we weren't bullshitting about the fucking award and whatnot. So
Yeah, we made this whole thing up actually.
so
That would be mad funny if like we just had like videos and shit and sway, like we made him a trophy and shit, just make him feel good.
we're like in the studio just filming. Like, yeah, we're live here at the event.
We just
at
all
the Royale.
like check out the Causeway Street Snapchat, just fucking me like, hey.
it's a great ass time at the event. Fucking partied until the wee hours of the morning. Cold ass night. So again, congrats to you from El Mundo. And
Hey, big shout out to El Mundo, man. They put together one hell of an event. I mean, from
shout
the
out to-
performances, from of course the host Ramiro, from Hot 96. He did a really good job.
big shout out to him for fucking up my name too. I appreciate that, man. Called me Joel.
Yeah, he did do that.
Well, I mean, he was just reading it off piece of paper without any context.
It's a fucking Latin event,
he's
bro.
He's Latino. Yeah.
Well, he called you Josue.
It was better than Joel.
How is that? It's the same thing, bro. It's like somebody called me Cian.
Yeah, but no, that's actually as if like one of your family members called you Cian.
No, it's fucking-
Anyways, it was a really good event. I mean, the food was great. Everything, man. It was a really, really, really well put together event. So special shout out to them, and not only for the event, but of course for the honor. I mean, I appreciate it 1,000%. It was an unforgettable night.
Yeah, next time
And
let more people in the
they
VIP.
did a really
though.
good job.
Let more people in the VIP though.
It's
Sell
up to
those
them,
tickets,
man.
Yeah,
Hey, it could be up to Hennessy too. I mean, they
that's what I'm
sponsored the
saying.
event.
That's what I'm saying.
No, you got a personalized Hennessy bottle, right? That's just dope.
I did. I don't even know if I want to open it.
Nah, don't do it.
Do it.
If I do, you guys will be there. Put it that way.
Cool. So for some cool pics, check out all our social media outlets, and that is it for.
In case you missed it.
Just in case you missed it, it's brought to you by the CLNS mobile app. Make sure you download the best on online sports coverage on your iPhone or your Android, and follow the CLNS YouTube channel. Right there for a second.
That's right. CLNS Media.
Holla,
Give them a
holla,
follow.
CLNS. Get us back on the mainstream media, baby. Here we go.
Right, we got called up to the big leagues again.
Yeah,
Well,
get the F out of here.
Well, you got that, and you got the fact that, I mean, they're the only network that shows full press conferences. I mean, that's something that
true.
I'm surprised other
If you peep our recaps,
other
you'll see
networks.
that.
I'm
Listen.
really surprised other networks don't do that.
Listen, just because we have Lou Merloni on doesn't mean we get demoted to the minor leagues, okay?
I
All
see
right.
what you did there.
We ain't no Paw Sox podcast.
Well, I saw what you did there.
We're not no Buffalo Bison.
But we are fanboys, guys, right?
Yeah, we are.
Fanboy
We are.
podcast. Yeah,
Fanboy
we're waving our
podcast.
Celtics pom poms over here. Yep.
Where
you guys
know,
nailed it. They're so good at that.
where guys.
They got
You know
us
what's
labeled.
funny about
We got
Glenn Ordway?
we got a fuckboy producer, producing a has-been host that doesn't realize when his time is come and gone.
I used to love Glenn. Now he's a mess.
Key term used to. You got a fucking meathead like Christian who
JV Zolak. JV Zolak. That's how I like to call Fourier. JV Zolak.
Yeah.
And then there's Lou. He came on the podcast. He defended the brand. He did a pretty.
But shout out to them for
Soft
pretending like they
job,
didn't
but-
know who Josue was.
It's all good.
It's all good. It's all
Yeah,
good.
he came on today.
all good.
I will give Lou Merloni credit for coming on the fucking podcast. Most people would say, "Fuck that! I'm not." He came on. He came on.
He came on.
That's big.
He said what he had to say. He grabbed that L and went home. So
And
yeah,
that
that was good.
L- yeah.
I mean, come on. At the end of the day,
No, you just gotta give a guy credit for being a man instead of now you're gonna watch though. This is gonna be a funny part in my opinion. Is Ordway and Fourier are gonna be there. Wow, 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 wow. You know what I mean?
that's a spot on
Like,
impression. That's big
They're
all
gonna be,
day.
oh, look at that! Oh, Tim, can you believe it?
You see, the people don't realize.
Right.
Because people don't realize is, it's a long season.
Do they know
You know,
how?
they think it's going to be like, they're going to win like the next 60 games.
Do they know how this thing works over here?
We didn't know that. We didn't know it was 82 games. we had no idea.
I mean, even Ainge said it. Like, yeah, they're going through a great time right now, but can they make it last? That's the key point.
And then Paul always chimes in. Oh yeah, they're fanboys, guys. Oh yeah, these guys are fanboys. Oh yeah, hey, listen to this, guys. Hey, listen to this. Oh hey, Lou, these guys, they're such fanboys, and you guys have to like make fun of them. Come on.
Yeah, I worked so hard to get this job because my roommate was ahead of everybody here, so that's how I made it on here.
jeez.
It was so hard for me to get here to this point.
Oh, you know what?
So hard,
Yeah, you know what? Let's
shout out to you, Zimbardo. Thank you, bro.
yeah.
He did give him a
Fuck
shout
outta
out
here.
too. After you got the job, he shouted him out like, "Thank you
outta
so
here.
much, Joey Zarbano.
Come on,
I got
bro.
the full-time gig.
Come
Thank
on,
you."
bro. Come on, bro. Know your role.
Not talented.
You're
Not talented.
the people who you produce could give two shits about what you do. Okay?
And
it's a paycheck for them.
I will
It should be a
say-
paycheck for you as well.
I will say, you give a good producer, Glenn Ordway, and you saw what the producer of The Big Show used to do for them. Buffoons that were on there and were the #1 radio show in
They
Boston.
killed it. Yeah.
Because they had a great producer, they had content, they had everything. This guy makes these three dudes look like idiots every single day, and the fact that they don't realize it, well,
No, guys, but we got great ratings over Scott Zolak, so that's all that matters.
I will say this. I'm a 98.5 guy. You know that. I love Zoe, but it's really Bertrand that brings that show down. Because Zoe will be Zoe no matter what, and Zoe will have a Zoe follower. Bertrand just doesn't know how to make it take, man.
At the end of the day, they talked about us on their show. He thinks that our whole show was about him, so he came on and said what he had to say. So fuck this Twitter going back and forth shit. 'Cause
Oh, yeah,
it doesn't,
we done.
It doesn't really fucking
We
in
done.
any way help us. It doesn't help them either.
No,
so.
it really doesn't. Like, people are gonna like Causeway Street,
No,
and
people
then
gonna like your show.
and then people who are retired and are picking up their grandkids from daycare and at noon,
We like to listen to a has-been and a meathead
They'll-
and a utility guy.
they'll tune into them. That's
There you go.
it.
That's
So
it.
and people,
Plain and
people,
simple.
people who have lives and want to listen whenever they want to will
Yeah.
listen to us if they like the Celtics. And then
Right.
literally, let's play this cut. Wait, the people listen to Lou Merloni for Celtics takes.
No.
That's right, they fucking don't. So they're gonna come here if they want to get real Celtics news. So let's go. I think we made a nice little
Yeah.
a nice
We
little
put a bow on it.
a bow
Put a
on
bow
it.
on it.
It's
Yeah.
tied up. It's done now. We can talk
Yeah.
about Celtics.
Yeah, 'cause
And
I think we realized a long time ago we stopped yelling at the radio and said, yo, we can have our own voice, use our own voice to talk about things that matter in Celtics, news and Celtics coverage.
You're
And
damn right.
there's plenty of other Celtics podcasts that we don't go at them. They don't go at us. Everybody can eat a piece of the pie.
And that's how the world fucking turns, man. You just gotta deal with it. Like Lou Merloni and them, they're so sensitive. They can't hear anybody talking. You brought up my name on your podcast, and that's why I'm gonna come at you and blah 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 blah. All right, buddy. Like I've talked shit about literally everybody I've ever known in my entire life, dude. It's just what I fucking do.
And that's why you're on here.
So take that. Put down your pipe and smoke.
Oh man. All right, guys. We up out of here.
All right. Until next time.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Bye, Lou.
Later, guys. Do you think people actually say, "Oh, I wonder what Lou Merloni thinks about the Celtics"? You really think that?
No.